Hey y'all, welcome to Living Real Life Outdoors. From turkey tails and trout trails to tall tines and tailwaters, an outdoor audio magazine protest, focusing on hunting, fly fishing, archery, firearms too, interviews and hunting and fishing stories. Men and women of the outdoors are conservationists of the wildlife we pursue. See y'all in the woods and on the streams. Your host, Legends of the Outdoors Board of Directors,
Hey guys, welcome to the show, Living Real Life Outdoors. I got Miss Carey Portell, the beautiful Miss Carey Portell.
Thank you.
On her farm out here. I'm assuming you can see all the cattle in the background. And we're going to talk a little bit on this first segment about her outdoors. She went to the NWTF, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So did you enjoy that?
Yeah, we enjoyed it immensely. We did not realize the trade show when we got there was absolutely robust this year.
Oh,
and for the first time attending, we were a little bit overwhelmed, but yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Well, see, this jacket, this was the third pattern that Realtree made, and it's called the Advantage.
Yep.
And then I bought this to kind of match it, and this is called the Advantage Timber.
Okay.
They don't even make either
They
one
don't.
of them. I want to try to get the Bottomland mossy oak, and the sport coat's about $350.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I think I paid $100 for this.
It'll last forever. Yeah.
And that was in 1999 in Charlotte, North Carolina, back when I did turkey calling competition. So, and you had asked me if I, went to that a lot, and I did. When I quit calling competition, because I never had the sponsors. So, everybody says, "You're gonna quit calling?" I said, "Yeah, no. It's taking money out of my pocket for my deer hunting and turkey hunting."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "The only judge that matters with me is the one down at the end of my barrel." Bringing that turkey in.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so you've never tried spring turkey hunting?
I have not. No. Our old farm really just didn't have the wildlife on it, so my husband had to go somewhere else to turkey hunt. And when we bought this farm, pretty much nothing had been done with it for a while, but it wasn't like we didn't have the hatchlings that we have now. So we cleaned up the farm a lot, made some brush piles for them to home in, and we love watching the wildlife out here right now. So my husband put the house where we could see all around us. Yeah, but the back fields.
You got a lot of windows.
Yeah, the back fields are.
You got a beautiful house.
I tell you what, we glass out our back porch more than I've ever done before. And one of our male dog has gotten used to it, so he knows when we go to the back door and we pull out the binoculars, he's right there. He's going, "Okay,
looking.
What are you seeing? What can I see?"
Now, are those part border collies?
They're full-blooded border collies.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because I used to have a healer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I had him almost 14 years. He went everywhere, all across the country with me.
Yeah.
The last 4 years of his life, I kept him alive. He was diabetic.
Oh, wow.
So I had to give him shots twice a day.
Yeah.
My mom was full-blown diabetic, so I already knew how to draw up the insulin shots. If you start a spring turkey hunting, it's addictive.
I think hunting in general is addictive.
It is, and I'm impressed that you like to hunt, because we need more women in the outdoors. And Miss Brenda Valentine, that my buddy did the podcast with, she's considered the first lady of hunting.
Oh, really?
She was on the Bass Pro hunting team.
Yeah.
for many, many years. And that's how I met her, was years ago. And then she was the spokes lady for the NWTF.
Okay.
Up until COVID. Bass Pro let her go, and so did the NWTF.
Yeah.
And she was with the NWTF spokesperson for 25 years.
That's a good chunk of time.
And with the Redhead Hunting Team, Bass Pro, for over 30 years. And then I got a buddy. He was with her. He lives down in Alabama now, but he grew up in Fredericktown.
Yeah.
Walter Parrott, big turkey hunter. Is that turkey out there?
Yeah, I think it is.
I see one strutting.
Yeah, there's
Sure is.
there's 3 that have been sticking over towards that side, and 2 of them my husband's like, ooh, I can't wait.
He needs to teach you to do it.
I know. Let me tell you what. When we went to the convention, we missed it, but we got to watch it online. The calling contest, the turkey calling contest.
Yeah.
My husband could do that. He is so good at it, but he does not like the attention. He's like, there is absolutely no way.
I did it for 7 years, and it's tough to get. Well, I was calling against guys that had been doing it for a long time. And Walter Parrott, he's a 6-time Grand National champion.
Wow.
And I was calling against him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, and Al Hooting. You know,
Yeah, I just didn't know that was a contest thing.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
And they got the Jakes, the kids.
Uh-huh.
And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you heard of a guy named Ray I. He's my cousin. He has his own radio show every Saturday morning out of St. Louis.
Okay.
So, and I've been on his show a couple times. And then another guy that sits on the board of directors, they call him Tomcat. Him and his wife have a radio show out of Arkansas. They're by Thayer, Missouri.
Oh yeah. Okay.
K Country. And that's usually on Monday afternoons at 1 o'clock. And he's had me on his show a couple times. And then of course I did a TV show in Nashville for over 7 years. And the guy, when I met him through my cousin Ray I. And everybody kept, because there was about a 10-year spread there that I quit going to the convention.
Yeah.
And they finally moved to Nashville. Well, at the time, see, I drive a truck is my real job. Everybody says, you ain't retired? I said, man, I got to pay for my nasty habit of hunting and fishing. You know?
Right.
So back then I was hauling brand new camper trailers out of the manufacturer to the dealers. So I was coming back from Florida, and I didn't have Facebook until 2012. That was after my mom passed away, and I moved south of St. Louis. And started setting up. I started finding all my calling buddies from the NWTF. I became friends with them, and had 3 or 4 of them kept saying, hey, you want to come back to a convention again? And I was on my way back from Florida. I said, you know what, I might just surprise everybody one of these times. So I came in, I jumped out in the parking lot, took a picture of my boots, and I said, you think the guitar's ready for me? And everybody's freaking out. You're here?
You're here. You're here.
So I walk in, and then that's when I met the guy on the TV show in Nashville. He's contacting me a month afterwards. He says, we need to get a camera on you. I said, what for? He said, because you know how to call turkeys and kill them. I said, that costs money, man. He says, yeah. He said, but we need to get a cameraman and a camera on you. I said, he says, for you to do my show. He said, would you do my show? I said, I suppose. I said, I was always in the back scenes, doing the recording and the editing. And I said, I got rid of my standard equipment I had, and I hadn't bought any new stuff. He goes, oh, well, he says, we need to get a camera on this. Well, a month later, here I am buying brand new 4K stuff. So, and it's kind of almost like turkey hunting. It's almost addictive.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Because everybody asked me, why I'm doing a podcast. I said, well, I'm doing it just for fun, basically. And I said, the celebrity outdoor people know them already. They've been on TV. They've been interviewed many, many times. I said, I'm kind of into the everyday person that has a story that nobody gets to hear.
Yeah.
Such as you know. And so that's kind of the
How you
people
got started.
Yeah, and I kicked it off in South Dakota with the Migra ammunition guys. One was in Nashville. And you may have seen their ammo down there in Nashville, Migra ammunition.
It was hard to see anything, honestly, in that trade show.
They were one of the sponsors of the Legends of the Outdoors TV show.
Uh-huh.
So they were there when we were pheasant hunting. We were using their ammo. And great ammo. We were killing pheasant, 40, 50 yards out, but a double stack, 20 gauge, and 12 gauge was even further. But anyway, Miss Carey, so you deer hunt?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes, love it. My husband actually stopped deer hunting for a while, so it was just me out there whacking them down and getting food for the family. But I didn't grow up deer hunting. I grew up around it, but was never really taught.
So what got you interested?
When I met my husband, I was like, I want you to take me. I've always wanted to go. I had been a few times.
So he's pretty much an outdoorsman.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely,
Cool.
most definitely. And I had been hunting before, but where we used to live, there just wasn't enough traffic out there. We just didn't have enough wildlife. And he has to have a corporate job, just like most farmers around here. You got to have a job to pay for the farm.
Yeah.
And so he kind of stopped for a while.
Well, it's like me. I got to have a job to pay for my
pay for your
fishing.
Yeah. This doesn't bring us much money. It's just a fun. A fun hobby too. But
you know, Carey Feeler by chance?
I do. Yeah.
Well, see, he wanted me to help him get a turkey last year, and we hunted his mom's farm and his dad's farm. He took over his dad's farm, and this year we're not going to get to hunt his mom's little thing. His nephew's supposed to hunt. But anyway, his birds he had too many smart birds. They didn't want to work with us. Mm-hmm. And I kept telling him, I said, 3.5 inch Magnum in a TSS shot, reach out there 70, 80 yards.
Get out there.
And so this year he says, yeah, I'm thinking, because he wanted to kill one with a 410.
Uh-huh.
And that's kind of the ray, the 410 and a 28, which I've killed with both. And now this year I'm going to use a 20. I just got it set up on a new Beretta. So, but yeah, I'm going to help him try to kill the birds again.
Yeah.
I said, I'll bring all four, because I bought a blind. It was made by Ranger Boats. They built it on a boat trailer,
Okay.
so I can pull it around with my Jeep anywhere on the farm. I said, we're going to try this out for turkey season and see how it turns
See if
out.
it works.
And he said, man, that's freaking cool. He said, that'll be awesome, Matt.
Yeah. I've been thinking about doing that because
and that would be good for you.
Yeah, and that way I could, because I go back and forth. There's like 3 good spots on the farm, and so a lot of times I go to the north side because they'll come out, and but the south field is really nice too.
With this, you wouldn't even have to disconnect from the vehicle. You can just set your stabilizing legs. It's got 4 stabilizing legs, plus the tongue.
Yeah.
Tongue leg, but with the stabilizer legs, you wouldn't even have to disconnect from the vehicle.
Yeah, I like that.
And you can move it anywhere you want.
I like that a lot.
And the only place you can get it is at Bass Pro.
Okay.
You have to go to the store. You can't order it.
Yeah.
Because they bring them up out of flipping. It's made at Ranger Boats, and Johnny Morris had bought Ranger Boats.
Yeah.
And I seen them for the first time year before last. So I started checking into them. I thought, man, that's pretty cool. And so I seen they had 15 back in last August, because we do the banquet, the Hall of Fame banquet at Bass Pro in Springfield.
Okay.
And I seen 15 of them sitting in the parking lot. And so as it got closer to deer season, I thought, man, I'd like to have one of them. I said, give me that, because you're in about 8-9 foot elevation, which is plenty. Versus my Jeep. When I was sitting in the Jeep, I could see, a lot of times I could only see the tops of their head.
Yeah.
Whereas that extra elevation, I'd see
helped you out.
Yeah. Anyway, so 3 days after, I called the guy. He said, yeah, we got 4 of them left. So it was like a month later, about 3 days after Christmas, I finally broke down and said, well, I'm going to get one. He said he better get it before the end of the year because the price is probably going to go up about $600.
Sure.
So, you know, I always tell everybody turkey, deer, elk, any kind of wild game is a lot healthier meat to eat.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, you guys, do you butcher your own cattle?
Yeah, I mean, we'll
butcher
feed.
sheep too?
Yeah, we're just commercial.
Well, hey guys, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with Miss Carey Portell. And we'll do a little bit more outdoor and then we'll get into some other, or farming and some other things. Hey guys, welcome to this portion of the commercial. You know, I always like to try to put in a commercial, but we actually extended on the, I extended the podcast a little bit, so this will be a quick commercial. But I got a Migra hat on. We did Migra is the sponsor for the Legends of the Outdoors TV. And we had them in North Dakota with us pheasant hunting, and they had a double stack pheasant load that I was just really super impressed with. And I'd watched a gentleman last year shooting their TSS, and they were killing turkeys pretty consistently with the good patterns. And they came out, since they knew TSS was going to just skyrocket this year, they came out with a hybrid, which is a lead and tungsten steel mix, a double stack, and I think it's 5s and 8s or 5s and 9s. So I don't have my readers on, but and these are 20 gauge. You get 5 in a box, but they're $48 for a box, and you still only get 5. But if you look at it, you can see the Migra. And you may be able to see what the double stack loads are, but it's lead and tungsten steel mix, and the patterns I've been seeing with this, guys, has been pretty impressive. Out to 40 yards. I haven't got a chance to shoot it, but I'm hoping to try. So anyway, this is, and of course I've already done commercials on the other TSS I got, Apex and then the copper plated and nickel plated, and I believe this is nickel plated lead is what this is with that tungsten steel. So it ought to be interesting to try them out, see how they do. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this little short commercial, and let's get back to the second part of this podcast with Miss Carey Portell. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome back to the show, Living Real Life Outdoors, and I'm with Miss Carey Portell. So Miss Carey, let's talk a little bit about your accident you had.
Yeah, big deal.
I told my friends of mine, I said, man, she's a strong-willed woman, and you had went through a lot there.
Yeah, it was definitely the biggest ordeal of our lives.
And where did that happen?
In Fanning, so in between St. James and Cuba.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was over there.
Just coming to town.
So did somebody hit you or what? Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
Yeah, so it was a 4-car pileup. Everybody was local, and it was 3 of us were following each other coming to Cuba, and a drunk driver came towards us and hit us all 3, but it was primarily him and I that had the biggest impact.
So you were by yourself?
No, actually I had two of our kids with us. Our 2
really?
middle girls were in there with me.
How many kids you got?
We got 4 total. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking you had 2. So how long ago was it?
It was 15 years in December.
Oh, wow. So you've come a long ways.
Oh, huge strides.
Now you still have to use this occasionally, right?
I use that probably about 75 to 80% of my day, and that really shocks people because I don't I don't film a lot in it because one, it's just hard to film
Did
yourself
you-
in a wheelchair.
Did you take that with you to NWTF?
Oh yeah.
'Cause that's a lot of
I
walking.
had to. Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely. Because I can only stand in one spot without moving, max 2 minutes. And
Gotcha.
I figured that out through physical therapy. But walking, I only got about 1,800 steps I can take a day, and I have to split that up to make sure.
So, did you have to go through a lot of therapy?
Oh yeah, 4 years of physical therapy.
Wow.
And it was 4 years before they released me. My surgeons released me and said, come back if you need to. And I went back several times. So at this point, I've had 13 reconstructive surgeries, and it's mostly my pelvis and my lower legs and ankles. That's what causes me my problems.
So you have a lot of pins in you then?
I used
Right.
to.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we took everything out of my lower legs because it had started to shift out of a certain
really?
time, and it wasn't feeling great at all. So we went ahead and took those out. Now the ones in my pelvis, they're going to have to stay because my pelvis refuses to heal the way that it's supposed to. So we're just going to keep those.
You guys need to come to the banquet.
I'm sure we would really enjoy that.
Now, what did you do as a national speaker?
Just on my own. So I travel the United States, basically talking about why I'm disabled, but it's in, I have several different types of presentations. So right now I'm doing schools because it's awareness time, before prom and graduation.
Yeah.
So that one is specifically towards
For
distracted
drinking and driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's
Gotcha.
very heavy. It's so heavy. But the other ones I do, my favorite one is disability and farming. So just sharing with people
Well, that's kinda
how
cool.
I do it, yeah, and
I was
then
wondering
resources.
if ag was.
Oh yeah,
involved in it.
definitely. And that one I get to cut up. I get to have fun in
Do you?
there. I get to tell them my failures, and I got through my recovery with humor. I'm like,
So now have you done any rodeos? Rodeo circuit?
I have not.
Because you get disabled people in the
I would
rodeo.
love to speak at, because I'm also a cowgirl, I would love to speak more in that area, but I can't find the
It's probably
events.
tough, yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
because
tough.
they don't really advertise that. Not a lot of Western conventions that are going on,
Yeah.
but I would love to share more about how I'm
I
able to
always say
ride.
the Western and cowboy way is a dying breed
Yes, it is.
with today's society.
Yeah. Now it's funny, fashion-wise, this year,
People
Donnie,
don't-
it's very popular. It's
it
crazy
really?
how much Western has come into fashion.
Have you ever been did you ever go to PFI Springfield?
Oh, yeah,
See, I lived
yeah.
here for 25 years, so
Uh-huh.
I knew Randy Little real well.
Okay.
And that was outside of Bass Pro. That was my other home, because I was always wearing Wrangler jeans and cowboy boots and a hat. But anyway, Miss Carey, you're an interesting lady to be able to do this kind of farm work.
Yeah, a lot of mental determination to keep going.
It
But
is.
I know that
Well-
there's a reason, there's a purpose I'm doing
Well, God kept you alive for a reason.
it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But anyway, so you ever trout fish?
Oh yes, I love to trout fish. Now I haven't hardly done it since the car crash because when I fish, I have to either go in a boat or I have to take I have a hunting
So
stool.
it's hard for you to stand.
Yeah, so I can't stand as long, but gosh, I love to trout fish so much. My husband keeps telling me when he retires, we're going to get a small fishing boat that he can use as duck hunting and for fishing.
Oh, so he likes to duck hunt?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, Gary that owns a TV show, Legends of the as a matter of fact, I wore
Yeah.
my shirt. He's a big duck hunter. That's why
Yeah. Oh, my
the
husband
duck
loves
is on
it.
the emblem.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to duck hunt coming back from a pheasant hunt last year, but it was too warm in the bird
Right,
were
it wasn't
flying.
here.
And we were going to stop in Mound City, Missouri, up in northwest Missouri. But and he said they didn't kill a lot down in Tennessee this year.
Hmm. My husband usually goes to Arkansas. He's got a
Does he?
good buddy down there that has a farm.
Well, see, now Gary goes to Arkansas too. He didn't do it. He's a bass fishing coach for Bethel University.
Oh, all right.
So he's got 12 bass fishing teams.
Wow.
And they're all on a tournament circuit right now.
Yeah,
They just yesterday he was on his way to, what do you say, Georgia for a tournament. But Miss Carey, it's been a pleasure. We kind of went over our time, but that's okay.
All right.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You and everybody, this lady's, she's bound and determined she's going to do it by herself if that's what it takes.
As long as I can.
But and that's great, and I love the idea that you like to hunt. Maybe we can do some trout fishing sometime.
Yeah, I'd love to if we can figure out a way to do it.
Let's do a little bit of this first
Sure.
before we quit. Just to kind of give you
Now
an
this
idea.
is something I have never seen before. I have no idea how to
Well,
do
this
that.
is a new kind.
Okay.
I bought this. I've never used it, but it's pretty simple to operate. So you'll. And I should have brought an actual pot call because it's a little easier. But you take the striker and you hold it like that.
Okay.
Like a pencil.
Uh-huh.
And you'll move it in,
Okay.
or you can bring it down real soft at an angle.
Yeah.
And that's like a turkey hen purr,
Uh-huh.
which is the best thing for a bird. If he's strutting and he's hung up and he
Right.
hears that, he knows that she's not coming to him, she's feeding.
Okay.
And now you can do this. Well, it's kind of hard to do it on this. I can do it on the box call. But try that.
Yeah.
Just
I'd
go
love
around in
to.
a circle. And this is kind of a different type of call, too. I should have brought the other one.
So am I holding it right?
Yeah, a little bit closer.
It is closer,
Yeah, put
okay.
it on the peg. There you go. Around in a circle. Yeah, so that's a hen yelping. And then dragging it down at an angle, that's a purr.
Okay, I'll have to remember that.
And then just do a little cluck.
Oh, that's the one I hear the most.
Yeah, the cluck. Here, it might be easier on this box call.
See, now my husband's going to have to teach me all this if I am going to hunt
See, I'll
this
hold it.
fall.
A lot of people hold them like this.
Uh-huh.
I'm always holding the box call like this because you can cut with it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Right.
That's a hen in heat. She's ready to
Uh-huh.
breed when she's cutting like that.
And let me tell you what, at the convention, oh, you heard.
But and then you
Yeah.
try it.
All right, I'm going to try it this way, too. That's going to take some practice.
It does. It does. It took me a while. It just you hold it real light.
Okay.
You're just popping
Just
that box on that
barely.
lip, and then when you yelp, you're going.
Okay. I would think I was dragging it a little bit too much. I didn't quite sound like yours on that second one.
Try it the other way. Turn it. Yeah. A lot of people like to use it that way.
So do you do it this
you can
way?
do it either
left?
way, whichever is more comfortable.
It doesn't feel as
It's not
comfortable.
it's not as easy. That's why I do it the opposite
yeah.
way. Now
Yeah.
a lot of guys will take if they're trying to cut, they'll take and put it like this.
Oh. Yeah.
An old Loman game call that I have, they have the indention for your thumb right there.
Oh, so yeah.
So you could put your thumb there. But now a lot of times I do this too as well, but you gotta have a good rubber band. If it's too tight, it won't work.
So what does
It's
that
a
mean?
Turkey gobble.
Oh, it's the gobble. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Now that I listen to that.
A lot of times that's a threat to them,
Okay.
and they'll come into that gobble. They think another bird's coming
Yeah,
in with
coming into their
hands.
territory.
Yeah,
Okay.
try it.
Yeah.
You just
This way?
shake it. No.
Oh, this way.
Yeah, and you just shake it. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some practicing because I suck.
Hey, you did all right for your first time. These are I've got another one coming that is super nice.
Well, look
but
at
I
that.
just got that one.
That's beautiful.
That is a kid down outside of Daytona, Florida, made this. This is African blackwood.
I
or
have never
African
seen
ebony.
something like that.
He does acrylic mouthpiece and his own little thing. The guy in St. Louis made these for me. But I've got another one that is the black African ebony, and they came from Kentucky. He did an ironwood and a black African ebony. The ebony is in buffalo horn mouthpiece.
Wow.
And then he has the brass with his game call company
Okay.
name on it. And the other one is ironwood, and with the same brass piece, but it's in rare walrus tusk. And it's
interesting.
And then I've just got another one, and the guy shipped it Thursday. And he's from North Carolina. It takes him 3 months. This guy did this in about 2 weeks.
Wow.
But it takes him 3 months because he takes and angles it all the way down. The wood is angled.
Yeah.
Kind of like a twist.
Amazing.
And at the very end, on both ends, he checkers it by hand, like in a rifle stock.
I can't imagine.
And it's got a big diamond in the middle. And then he's got a weird looking centerpiece, and I forgot what he said it was, but it's real classy looking, kind of antique. But the mouthpiece is made of ivory, elephant ivory, the tusk.
How does he even, I mean, how did he think to even?
He said it takes him 3 months to make that.
Oh, wow.
And he just finished it, and I seen one of his online.
Yeah.
I said, hey, can you make another one of those? He said, I just finished one I was going to use to hunt with, but he said, if you want to buy it, I'll sell it. It wasn't cheap.
I was going to say, every 3 months, there's not too many people are going to have that. It's going to be a pretty unique item.
Yeah. And he said this one has a little bit more twist than the other ones I made.
Okay.
He said, so it's definitely different.
Yeah.
And plus it's got the ivory mouthpiece.
No kidding.
But you instead of like those, and I have the wing bones. I got 2 of them. They're made out of the wing bone of the turkey.
Right.
Well, see, now the hens are kind of a yellowish brown color versus the gobbler or the male. It's white.
Okay.
So I have 2 of the males.
Oh, all right.
And these here, you're sucking on it.
Oh, okay.
And see, I still need a lot of practice with these. But years ago when I did it, I used a straw, like for soda, fountain soda. I'd cut the straw down on different sizes to see what tones I get, but I used a straw. Some people used to use a blade of grass.
My gosh.
So it's
That's poor man's call.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. What did I do with that?
There.
But yeah, and I just wanted basically for collectors.
Right.
I got a lot of custom calls.
You are going to have to work until the end.
Well, and I've got custom knives. I bought, you ever heard of Ken Richardson?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I bought a fillet knife down at Lebanon at the Walnut Bowl.
Oh, sure.
The lady told me since he died, the family's not going to keep the tradition. So once they sell, they're done. Okay. And I used to buy years ago when I was living in Raleigh. I worked for the Geological Survey back when I was married. I ran into a guy that knew him real well. So I got to meet him. He made the very first boot knife for me. And I wish I'd have never sold it because it's the only one he ever made. And but I was buying his knives and selling them for a few bucks extra. And back then you could get them for $20, $30, $40.
Yeah.
You know, now they're $100.
Oh, absolutely.
Couple $100. So I ended up going back like the week later. I spent $1,000 on every set they had. And the lady said, she said, well, you got it. At least you're buying them because once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
So, well, Miss Carey, we're going to call this.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, Miss Carey Portell, she's an amazing woman. And I'm glad I got to do this. Hopefully we can do another one.
I appreciate you. Thanks, Donnie.
Guys, thanks for listening and watching Real Life Outdoors.
thank y'all for listening and watching. Living real life outdoors. Hoping you were more informed and educated on hunting, fly fishing, product reviews, hunting and fishing, interviews from men and women of the outdoors. Archery and firearms too. Remember, we are stewards of the land and conservationists of the wildlife. Pass it down and take a kid or someone else to experience living real life outdoors. From your host. Until next time, keep your guns oiled, your knots clean, tight lines, towel times, long beards to y'all.